welcome everyone. I'm Norman Kinsey with Real Estate vs. Technology. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have our co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy. Good morning, Dan. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for...
And we have, no worries. And we have our special guest today.
Welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology, where you'll get the inside scoop from top producing real estate professionals all around the country, best practices, techniques, and learn about what technology they're using to drive to ensure their success in this world we call real estate.
Today, Darin. Darin actually is someone that's been in the business for a while, and I actually follow him from my personal and also Liftoff Agent's Instagram. And I saw Darin's story because he was kind of like, well, I don't know what social media and posting, getting on it and doing various different things that now all of us are doing, where we're marketing our businesses and getting on there and doing various things on, like, say, Instagram, where I met Darin. So I said, hey, Darin, you want to be on the show? He said, sure, why not? So welcome to the show, Darin, and thank you for joining us today.
Hey, guys. I appreciate you having me on. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course. No worries. So I have a couple questions for you. I want to find out basically what areas do you serve and what got you into the business?
Sure. So I focus on syndicating large unit multifamily properties. So we'll raise capital from limited partners and then buy larger communities.
Nice. And then what prompted you to get into the business?
So I have another business where I trade loan portfolios between banks. I've been in that business since like 2002. And it's focused on trading multifamily loans, commercial real estate loans, and residential loans. Larger portfolios, bank to bank. And so I knew the asset class very well. And it just became time where I said I wanted to get in on the real estate side. So I was always looking at it from the loan transaction side. And so about 2 years ago, I got into the business of actually purchasing real estate.
Okay. Overall, how long have you been in the industry?
Well, if you include the loan side, since 2002, but in terms of actually getting into the syndication business, it's just been 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Great. And then in terms of, you're in a little bit different side of the business. How many projects are you currently working on? Do you set a goal each year on how many different portfolio properties you want to acquire? What's typically your target market?
Sure. So I live in the North Dallas area. I've been here for 10 years. I'm originally an East Coast guy from Connecticut, but I've been here 10 years. And so when I got into the business, I think I joined a multifamily mentorship group in December 2017. In 2018, I started investing passively with other sponsors, and I invested in 7 deals. One I signed on as a key principal, and then I got awarded my first deal about 9 months after joining this multifamily mentorship group. Wow. And that was a 76 unit deal, about 20 minutes south of Fort Worth. And on that deal, we raised about $2.5 million through 44 limited partners. Going into 2019, last year, first part of the year, I just kind of focused on wanting to manage that asset. I hadn't managed a large multifamily property before, so working with a property management company, starting out implementing the business plan, et cetera, and then started to look at putting on my second deal. Dallas is extremely competitive to win deals today. So I was runner-up on several transactions last year, but did not, get one. So kind of about the end of the summer, I started to look at, all right, how can I shift my strategy and not just going after deals on my own? Because, it doesn't matter if you're second or if you're 10th, if you don't win the deal, you don't win the deal. So I started reaching out to other players that I've developed relationships with in the local market that were still winning deals, and looked to see if there was an opportunity for me to partner with them and just help raise some capital. And so in December, I did just that. I partnered with 2 other guys. They actually already had the deal under contract, and I came on as a very, very small part of the general partnership to help raise some capital. So that was last year. Just this morning, I'm in final stages on a 200+ unit deal. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we're very close. So chasing deals and also looking at partnership opportunities. That's the focus.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. Very unique business model, because it's quite different than the residential side, right?
Yes.
Very different than residential. It's also very different than my other business. So my other business, all the profit flows down to me and my family. One of the things I really love about the syndication business is that it gives me a platform to really serve, to serve others, help other people grow their wealth. So the limited partners that invest alongside us, when we force appreciation and up the value of the property and sell it for a gain, all these limited partners are going to benefit alongside us. So that's very attractive to me. I know this is a technology show, the platform of Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, all these other platforms to kind of get out and get your name out to other people. One of the things that's been very attractive is I've had a lot of people approach me, direct message me on Instagram and set up, one-on-one calls. And sometimes I get off that call and I say to my wife, hey, this person's, in Chicago or Las Vegas or wherever, they're interested in investing in the next deal. I would never have talked to them had, it not been for that platform. Other times I get off the phone and I'm like, you know what, that person's never going to invest with me, but they're looking to try to get their first deal. And I spent, a lot of time on the phone with them, and I'm just like, hey, if you get that deal, come back and let me know, so that I know that time was well spent. And, if I can help one person, go after a dream, that's huge.
That's awesome.
It's the mentorship and the partnership game, right? How can we help each other?
Absolutely. And I had so many people help me get my first deal that real estate, I don't know why, but it's different than a lot of other industries that I've been involved with. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's just a lot of sharing, and there's this abundance mindset where it's not like, hey, if I tell this person this information, they're going to beat me out. It's more like, hey, if I can help that person, you never know what's going to happen down the road. They may point, an investor our way, or we may partner together down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, so I love the industry and the people that are in the industry.
And then I had just another question for technology. Is there any specific tools or platforms or anything that you use on the real estate investment sector that really helps you maybe do due diligence, evaluate deals, calculate your pro forma, or whatever it is? Just want to get some feedback there.
Sure. I'll talk about technology in a few different aspects. I'm going to go back to these platforms. So I'm kind of an old school business guy. I'm going to be turning 50 this year, and I've always been on the phone or get in front of somebody and shake their hand across the table type of guy. That's the way I've always done business. And before joining this multifamily mentorship group 2 years ago, I was not even on Facebook. So I was against all these social media platforms. I didn't see the value in it. And then once I joined the group, they had a private Facebook group, joined that, and it just gave me the opportunity to interact with people all over the country. And so I saw the value in that. And then I started going to not only multifamily conferences, but also just entrepreneurial conferences, and was hearing over and over and over again about this platform, Instagram. And in my mind, I had pigeonholed Instagram as being like a toy app that my teenage kids use. So I've got my son's a freshman in college, my daughter's a junior in high school, but they've been using it all through middle school and high school. And I just thought it was like a picture app that they use. But I was hearing in all these conferences, if you're not in an Instagram, you're hurting yourself, because it's a platform that you can interact with so many people all over different geographies. So I didn't know how to go about it. And so I went and found somebody that knew a lot about Instagram, and I actually hired him to consult with me. And so he provided me guidance on how to get started. And, you know, for an old school guy like me, it was uncomfortable. It was, you know, it feels a little braggadocious but, you know, at the end of the day, I would not be interacting with all these people all across the country if I didn't put myself out there. So you know, just like a lot of the, you know, business books that you probably have read or motivational books that you probably read talking about habits, you know, so it was very uncomfortable for me in the beginning. But once I got 2 or 3 months into it, you know, now it's just a habit. I get up in the morning, you know, I read a book of the Bible, and then next thing I do is I post an Instagram post, you know, so it's like brushing my teeth now. And the guy who I had consulted with, he said, you know, you have to post every day. And I was like, what am I going to do? You know, but now I'm past that. So now I'm thinking about, okay, what's the next thing past Instagram? Other technology, you know, I use Salesforce for my investor database. Any notes on different investors, what their experience level is, where I meet them, what their interest level is, that sort of thing. Sending out email blasts to investors and to investors in my current deal, and then also for future opportunities, I use MailChimp. Use Linktree to provide links to a bunch of different podcasts I've been on. Use Calendly to book appointments. So
love it.
You know, you can really leverage a lot of technology, you know, behind the scenes to help you in your everyday life.
Yeah, definitely. So really quick, so the listeners and viewers can kind of, you know, take this and maybe evaluate it for themselves. How would you feel, or where would you be? And this is a little off our typical cadence here. Without that tech, how would you feel you would be as far as your business? Like, you know, as far as keeping everything in line and you know, having some of those automations on the back end.
You know, I think you just wouldn't be able to get as much reach. You know, it would bog you down, and so I wouldn't be able to touch as many people. You know, talk to as many people, get in front of as many people, and the thing I really love about this business, like I said, is that there's a service aspect to helping other people grow their wealth. So, you know, if I can't connect with other people, you know, unless I go to a conference, you know, one, it would be more costly because I'd have to physically go to all these conferences to meet people, which is definitely one avenue. But these platforms and this technology offers the ability to leverage yourself that much more.
I love it. I love it. So we're getting closer to the end of the show. I wanted to find out, where do you vision yourself in the next 5 years with your business? Where do you see it?
Great question. So for a couple different reasons. One, just I don't know why, but I just like to push myself to do something bigger, harder, something that I haven't done, you know. So my first deal was a 76 unit deal. The deal that I'm close on right now, I'm in the final running, is a 200 plus unit deal. I just want to push myself over the next few years just to go larger and larger properties, larger and larger capital raises, so that I can get more people involved. And then, you know, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, once I've done the very large multifamily, potentially portfolio type purchases of multiple properties, then I would consider potentially, you know, broadening out to other asset classes, you know, either development or just, you know, other asset classes. I'm not sure which one, but all within real estate. I love the idea of real estate. Talked to somebody recently, they're like, "Hey, Darin, man, when do you want to retire?" and I was like, you know what, with this real estate thing, I don't think I want to retire. You know, like, I want to get to the point where I'm still doing, you know, 2 deals a year and just have them be bigger deals, you know, keep on pushing the envelope of what I can accomplish.
Love it. You have to, right? At the end of the day, there's so much to do, and we live so much longer these days, so you can't just be done at 55,
Yeah.
70s.
You know,
Right.
I don't want to just go to Florida and sit in a little apartment and do nothing. No, that's not what I have envisioned. So
Definitely not.
And then in terms of somebody getting into this type of business, what would you say would be a great piece of advice that they could carry into their next adventure?
If you want to get into the multifamily syndication business, if you have the capital, I would highly suggest joining a multifamily mentorship group. So I'm part of a group based here in Dallas. It's called the Brad Sumrock Group, but there's other multifamily mentorships groups all across the country. I talked to a number of people that are younger that don't have the capital. They're like, "Hey, Darin, I have the capital to do one deal, but I don't have the cap. If I join one of those groups, it's going to use up all my capital." In that instance, I say, go to multifamily meetup groups in your local area. So, but you really, the goal is you need to find 1, 2, 3, 4 other experienced syndicators that are willing to partner with you. In today's market, you're just not going to win a deal being a first timer. There's too many people that are bidding on properties. And so you're going to have 3 or 4 offers that are going to be around the same price. And the broker and the seller are always going to pick the buying group that has experience, that they have confidence will close. So, the first step you need to do if you want to get into business is develop relationships with experienced syndicators to partner with.
Great advice.
Nice. Any books you recommend?
Always reading, always trying to learn more. 2 books I would talk about. One is a book by Tim Ferriss called Tools of Titans. And it basically is a compilation of his podcast interviews. He took the best ones and then would summarize his guest speakers' wisdom and knowledge in like a 2 or 3 pages. So, I would tell my wife, I wonder who I'm going to meet tomorrow, because I would read like 3 different summaries, and I'd meet, not physically meet, but learn from the wisdom of 3 different people. The other book would be one that actually, with the sad news about Kobe, there was some articles written on what books did he recommend. And one of them I had seen recommended a number of times, and because it was on his list, I finally decided to buy it, was The Alchemist. And I just read that one this past week. It's a very short read. You could read it in like 2 or 3 days. You could probably read it in a day if you're a quick reader. But, if you're a dreamer, if you're somebody that, is an entrepreneur, it's a story, but there's a lot of great points that are brought up in that book. So those are the 2 that I would recommend.
Awesome. Those are really good recommends. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. So now that we're at the end of the show, we like to just open up the floor to you, so you can go ahead and if there's something you want to share that you're working on, advice that you want to give, the floor is yours, and go ahead and take it away.
Fantastic. So I say, if I can help out, bring value in any way, reach out to me on Instagram at Batchelder Darin, or you can email me at dbatchelder@tzkproperties.com. Always interested in helping the next guy. Also interested in always bringing on new investors that want to invest passively. So if you're interested in investing passively in multifamily deals, reach out and just let me know how I can help.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Darin, for being on the show. We really appreciate it. And we like to switch it up. We've been doing a lot of traditional guests that are just doing residential side, and now we're doing some things to change it up, still in the world of real estate and tech, and we appreciate you being one of the first guests in your industry to join us and be a part of the show. So we hope our listeners and viewers took something from today's show that they can apply to their business or to their life. Until the next one, thank you for tuning in, and and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you found value and took something you can apply to your business today. Be sure to join our community on Facebook, Real Estate vs. Technology, all spelled out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would appreciate it. It's Real Estate Tech. And of course, if you or someone else you know would like to be a part of our show, just go ahead and send us an email. It's reversetechtalk@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week.